Hey guys, so I decided to make this video specifically because of the seasonal. So the thing is that season 1 is over and we right now we have a completely different buff. The past buff was so it changed the game so much. So many heroes got to be used, others did not got to be used. But more than anything, it affected the newcomers. In other words, the new heroes that were during that season. So I decided to give an update of all 4 heroes that we got during the first season in this case. So let's start off with pretty much the only one that I didn't get, which was this guy, Silence. More than anything because I believe that Silence really needed to be +5, and I was not going to try to get him at +5. But that doesn't mean that that stopped a lot of other people to actually get Silence. Because a lot of people used them, and he did perform very, very well during the season when he had Poseidon, Gunoff, and him on the team. It was pretty freaking disgusting. Pretty much the exact same target. The counterattack was working. But now that the season has ended and they don't have the buff for 40% damage dealt in the moment that is not your turn, he's not doing as much damage as he used to. So that's the biggest update. I fought him many times in arena, and none of the times I saw him like scary or anything. Only if the fight becomes really, really, really long, he'll be able to actually do a decent amount of damage. But in the beginning and mid fight, I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling all the damage that he's doing and things like that, really. So some people are still using him, so I'm just gonna go to the war that we're right now, which is with Lord of Mystery. Lords of Mystery. Those guys are pretty awesome, specifically in doing defense teams, but I don't want to reveal too much because I know that guilds don't really like to do that. But I'm just gonna show off this section here because I see a lot of these. Like in the very first team, I remember Ronan would always pretty much put it on his very first team, his strongest blue teams there every single time we fought, and he always liked to set up his on this spot, so it's pretty obvious. It's definitely him, even though he changed his picture. I remember you guy. But anyway, he's right now testing out the new hero, which I really, really appreciate. I do need footage for this hero for sure. But if you actually check that out, his other teams, he does have Silence here with Poseidon. But interestingly enough, he decided to actually add in Mesenkhet instead, and we'll talk about her in a second instead here. So pretty much you have 3 counter heroes here. And more than anything, it's going to be Mesenkhet is actually going to do most of the damage there. Because he noticed that red needs to be upgraded, and now it's really upgraded. It's like 2 of the 3 teams here. But even so, as I said, it's not really working. And in my opinion, he's not doing as much damage. He's not as impactful as he was in the season. So at this case, I continue to say that he is not a must-have hero. If you have him +5, try to make him work. Get a good weapon on him. In this case, he's using his own weapon to actually get crit damage, which is awesome. Pretty much he's there just to do damage. So if you want to have him around, make sure that he has a weapon that actually raises his ability to do more damage. That's the only reason you're gonna use him there. But I can't really say that he's a must-have. You can definitely use other heroes in general for that. Now for the second hero, and I did get this one, I promise. That would be Lifell. I still use Lifell actually, but I did get him in +1. But he isn't as impactful as you actually need him to be. More than anything, he's just there to actually give prison, and that's pretty much it. He gives prison, and that's it, pretty much. He doesn't do anything else, unlike the other prison heroes in this case. But that is important to taking out heroes like Zanya. I always bring him in when I want to kill Zanya when I'm using green. I'm going to show you which team I actually use here. Let's do this. So this is usually a green team that I would actually use. Let me show you. If you played against me in war, you know that this is the usual team that I use. Very reliable, very... Okay, I usually add her, Molly,
Nature has
here, but apparently in this war I'm not able to use her, so yeah. Imagine that Molly's there, pretty much. And my 5th one would be Isadora. And the thing is that If I'm gonna fight against Zanya, I just take out Isadora and I just bring in Lifell. That's pretty much it. My team is gonna have less stones, less mana to be able to do all this. However, even so, having the ability to kill Zanya when using green is priceless. So yeah, I definitely bring him in for that specifically, just for that. But outside of that, I don't really see any use for him, unless you want to use a defense team that is the dodge version, and that team would look something like this. Let me show you here. Some people still like to use Luna. And then probably this hero here is going to help you out, Director, and pretty much helps everything. And then Lifell over here, because you do want him to be hit by stones and go off many times. Another hero that I just do see being used a lot, that would be, let me see, I know I have her. Here we go. Like this. So she's going to be taunting and all that good stuff, and dodging, because she's from the same faction. As you can see here, the more you have, the more dodging you're going to do a natural team. And then over here, I would definitely add this guy over here, because he's going to bring a bunch of shields. So there you have 4 heroes here. They're from the faction, from the Ithra faction, and it's pretty much going to be a dodge team. It's this going to taunt, this going to dodge, create a bunch of shields again on top of that, and damage and all that good stuff. And Lifell at +5, after you start hitting over and over and over, the counterattack damage does do a decent amount of damage, but not so much to actually destroy you, unless he starts to imprison the hero that actually helps you gain the mana, and gain the life, and that's going to be a problematic and could kill you. In some situation, I also see a version with Idritha as well. Of course, it's pretty much the dodge team, and she is part of the dodge team as well. So on defense, I've seen this, and it's very, very freaking annoying, very hard to take down. I've seen this team over and over many times in C's more than anything, to make you fail and give up attacking the ship. So yeah, that's another way they can actually use Lifell. The only way that I've seen him successfully, that is specifically him needed, Lifell and this team, he works very well and very useful. But if you don't have this idea or what you actually want to do, I don't recommend you to get Lifell unless you want to give him +1, just to be able to beat enemies like Zanya in that case. So in my case, he is still not a must-have hero, guys, in this case for sure. Now, for the next hero, I think I'm just gonna go directly to here, which is frickin' Mesenkhet. Out of all these heroes and all the first impressions that I did for the first season, Mesenkhet is the only hero that I said that she is a must-have hero. And yeah, by now everybody knows that Mesenkhet is an absolute monster of a hero. It does not matter that the buff for 40% is not around. As I said in my past videos, the most damage that she's actually going to do is with her actual skill damage, and that is not affected by the actual seasonal buff of 40%. So that when she goes off, nobody wants her to go off. If she goes off, it's game over. Shields go down, life goes down. Everybody gets 50 freaking% crit and 100% crit. It's destruction incarnate, guys. So her counterattack is still strong, but obviously not as strong as before. But most people now have all 9 badges, so yeah. And a lot of people had a lot of resin for red, so yeah. She is gonna do a lot of damage. She's gonna be destruction, man. So yeah, she is still a must-have. You're gonna see her everywhere. I'm not even gonna show you the teams for Lords of Mystery. In F2, almost every single defense team have Mesenkhet, and the top 2 guilds in the entire freaking game have, let me see, if I heard correctly, 45 out of 50 players have Mesenkhet in their teams. So, yeah, that is a really big, yeah. So yeah, guys. Now I'm gonna show you a few teams that I can actually use here with Mesenkhet. Usually this is my absolute most powerful team that I found when I'm playing Mesenkhet in Arena specifically, because I like the idea of not needing a Team Realm and just activating Director End and this guy here, Haroth, to actually give immunity to stuns to the entire freaking team. And I activate Director and also Mesenkhet over and over and over again to activate his ability, because they're pretty much you're going to give 2 of the overheat for Haroth here. So this is my favorite team for now. I usually put a shield weapon here. For that, no energy weapons. I just want to make sure that all my heroes actually have the strongest possibility of surviving versus incredibly powerful defense teams that I fight in Arena. So yeah, and as I said before, and I'll say it again, the best weapon for Mesenkhet is this weapon, which is the weapon for Klimt. The thing is that I already have 2 heroes in the team that actually give shields to Mesenkhet. And this hero right off the bat starting the fight already gives shields to the entire team. So I really don't need to give her shields. I just need her to do a lot more damage. And I need that 50% more crit damage, because when she goes off, everyone is going to get that extra damage. And it's destruction, man. It is destruction, and because of her +3, it's disgusting stuff, guys. Disgusting stuff. Now, there's one team that I've seen in war, and I love to use this team, and it involves with Mesenkhet. It's obviously Mesenkhet, as I said before. However, is pretty much a blue comp. I'll add this hero here, and the usual perfect combination for blue is these 2 heroes here, Vincent and Nightingale. But this 5th spot here, sometimes if I'm fighting against a lot of shields, I'll use this guy. Sometimes if I want more stuns, all right, he's removed. I usually use add in Gunolf there without any problems. Or I've been recently trying to use the new hero here, which I have her at +2, to give even more power to Mesenkhet. Because the thing is that blue is an amazing color, very versatile, does a lot of damage. However, the problem with this color is that me and many other players think that it doesn't do enough damage. It's not brutal enough to actually eliminate the enemy. It has everything except damage. And this is where Mesenkhet comes in. Mesenkhet does so much damage with her skill and her counterattack, it's not even funny. And these 2 heroes here help you out with actually getting shields. Specifically, Vincent helps you with shields. This guy over here will give you more attack and defense, which Mesenkhet does not need and will get even more of when she actually gets stunned. So usually this is a perfect team when you're fighting red, and a red team that actually stuns your team, or any team that actually stuns you. This is an excellent team to actually destroy that. Specifically teams that have Naya. Any team with Naya, you're gonna love to use this team. And also red team, as I said, with stuns, or that uses Gillian, because you have Vincent, you're able to counteract that as well. And obviously this hero over here, Abigail, will be able to actually give you live stones. Pretty much Abigail +5 gives all the stones in the entire freaking world. This is absolutely amazing hero to actually have here in this team. So this is a very powerful team. I saw a guild using it. I do not remember the name of the guild. And if I did, I wouldn't say. I don't want to spill too many secrets. But I will say that ever since I saw that, I tried it out, and I'm a believer. I use Mesenkhet on this team all the time, and I destroy a lot of players out there with this specific team. And I usually use my usual red team on another team. So now I have 3 teams they have red or red-ish teams there. So this is one of them, and this is a very, very freaking powerful team. The only thing that, as I said before, the only thing that you're going to be changing is this. So maybe you might want to add Yuki. Maybe that's the part of the versatility of this team. You can remove this one spot for another hero there. In that case, so you can choose your own prerogative. Maybe Gwen, maybe this guy giving shields and him with 9 badges, giving shields to this guy all the time could be a good combination as well. So yeah, very, very powerful attack team for sure in that case. And on defense, I'm sure you've seen so many so many heroes on defense with Mesenkhet that I don't even need to tell you. In that case, it's so many different combinations, so powerful. Pretty much she's a one-man army. I mean, one-woman army. In that case, so yeah, Mesenkhet by far is a must-have hero, and I feel really happy, very vindicated that that has come true, because yeah, everybody needs and wants Mesenkhet for sure. That's freaking amazing, guys. So last but certainly not least is this hero here. When I made my first impressions and update video, I said that this hero is not a must-have, and it's come to the point that I have to admit that this guy is a must-have hero, simply because that it's gotten to the point that teams on defense, teams on the attack, they are around this hero. I mean, you don't even have to do anything. You just have the hero around, and he just starts killing enemies all on his own, over and over and over again. I mean, he is just that powerful, and you don't even have to lift a finger with this guy. I mean, if you fought him, he's everywhere on defenses, in arena, in war. If you see him, you want to kill him as soon as possible. And yeah, it's very problematic. I will show you one team which I found it really, really very exciting to me, because it is using the new hero. I'm going to show you now. It's using the new hero. It's next to him. Which means that he at +5, he's going to be immune to stuns and things like that. So he's not going to really need the new hero's ability to give immunity to control for him. But he is going to need the ability to be able to not have his life go down. So if this guy revives twice, by the way, all on his own. So you combine that with the new hero's ability, to Lumindra's ability of +5 to not have his life go down for a specific turn, and then she goes off again and gives that ability over and over and over to Tesiron. It is going to be very annoying to take him down. Very annoying to take him down, as long as Lumindra doesn't go off, and apparently she will go off in that case. So yeah, that is one aspect. And on top of that, on this defense as well, he is combined with Director N, and Director N powers him so much. It's not even funny, because his weapon is based on crit chance and crit damage. So on top of that, you're going to give him 30% crit chance and 60% additional. So in reality, he's doing damage by 55% crit chance and 110% crit damage with the buff from Director N. So with that team, yeah, it's very, very, very annoying. Very difficult to take down in that case. On attack, I'm going to show you a team that I usually use, because the best teams that I've seen him used on the attack always involve Director N. So if you already have a Director N, probably a team like this, pretty much, you're going to have crit, and enemies go off, and they pretty much die on their own, pretty much. And there's even fights that I fought versus enemies that are a lot more stronger than me. Like I'm talking about, I'm 388k and I'm fighting 450k power, for example. My entire team is going to be destroyed, even by Mesenkhet. But then this is the only guy that is still alive until the very end. I've fought in fights in which he's the only one that is alive, and everybody else on the enemy team, since I got the buff from Director N, pretty much the entire team died except for like the taunter, like one. So it's really amazing. Only him destroying the entire freaking enemy team. You're gonna see results like this many times when you fight with him. This hero is disgusting. This hero is pretty much similar to Mesenkhet, to the point that he's a one-man army, because he's pretty much doing everything and everybody else is just dying pretty much. So if you got him at +5 and your main color is purple, congratulations, you chose a very, very, very powerful hero for your arsenal. And he is a counter hero that was not affected so much because of the seasonal buff. Because the thing is that with this +1, which gives pretty much 50% defense penetration, and on top of this you get 1,000% extra damage, that ignores shields. It goes straight to the life. That's the point. He goes straight to the life with very, very high amounts of damage, and the damage crits, and he is immune to control effects, so he's never going to be stunned, and he's always going to do his counterattack damage over and over and over again. Yeah, guys, I mean, this hero, I after everything that I saw, I need to switch him to must-have status. If your main color is purple, you cannot ignore this guy. You got to get him as high as possible. That's the only weakness that I see with him. I've never seen a hero in the game. I'm sorry. I've never seen a hero. I've never seen this hero in the game that is not +5 and is good. I always see him at +5 and he's broken. Every single time he's +5, he's broken, man. He's a very powerful hero. So if you plan to get him to +5 and don't look back. This guy will pretty much do a lot of work all on his own, guys, for sure. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, have any concerns, please leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it, right? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.